Good morning, traders. So how do we trade the DAX this morning? So the daily gave us a inside bar, and that is a second warning sell. So the first warning shot was this pin bar, which was eradicated pretty quickly. But we had a massive move down and then a massive move up, and we closed pretty high and pretty close to our high. Okay, so that is a fairly strong bullish signal. Let me just get rid of some of the noise on this chart. Okay, but obviously, for me, I'm looking for two. So you can see here we had two and then a rally. Now here you had an indecision bar, then move the upside, then a pin bar. So we basically had two signals. There was our first one and here was our second one. So same thing's happening here. I'm looking for a second signal. So this one I can't really count on because it was eradicated with a solid move down. But this is my first inside bar. Now, if we just have a quick look at where the futures market is at the moment. Well, 11,140 down 1.5%. 11,140. Okay, so somewhere around there. Okay, so let's just get to lower time frames. You can see on the 4 hour, nothing really to write home about at the moment. 11,144, that's good enough. So we are at this stage looking like a gap down of around 140 points, which for the DAX is massive. 1.4% at the moment. So anyway, although we do have a daily view, looking at the 4 hour, I think this is probably just going to be another bit of retracement and then another move to the downside. So what I want to do is I just want to pick up where the next level is. We can use this one. So here we go. So those are the next levels. So this is you can see these tails here, and then there is an inside tail there, or a Brooks gap. So that's the area that I'm still expecting us to tag. Now, this head and shoulders is still very much in play, but as I pointed out in the beginning of the week, it is possible to look at this as a falling wedge. Okay, that is very possible to see it as a falling wedge. This 200 moving average on the weekly is going to play a big role in what happens with price today. So if we get a weekly close below that, then obviously you're going to have traders that are going to trade that break. Okay, so what do we see at the moment? So what we do see is pretty much a potential head and shoulders here. Okay, so we have shoulder, the double shoulder, head, and now you're looking for a bit of a pullback and then a move up. Looking at the oscillators outside the Bollinger Band, starting to group to the top, I have a feeling we're definitely in for some more downside. So here's the channel. There it is there. Okay, could argue that's a little bit of a rising wedge, but yeah, I suspect we're going to hit some more downside just looking at these oscillators at the moment. And at the same time, if you look at the diversions here, I'll put a line in for you. So if you look at that, so you can see there's a previous high, and then we've got a higher high and outside the Bollinger. If you look at price, we've got a lower high. Okay, that is continuation divergence. In other words, we're expecting it to move back to the downside, and the target that we're looking for is at least the previous low, and I would basically aim for the gap close here at 11,061. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm expecting today. I'm expecting more of a move downside, but just be wary because the US is extremely volatile at the moment, and it could all of a sudden find a base and then just start rocketing to the upside. So just be very careful, and especially during earnings season. So we had some bad earnings yesterday, but all it takes is one or two good set of results to start driving perception again. Okay, so yeah, so just be very careful. I think for me, I'm not even really sure I want to even be trading this. I pretty much haven't made a trade. Well, I made one trade this week, but I haven't traded anything else. It's been very much, how do I put it, not really range bound, but it's extremely volatile and very difficult to trade from a swing trading perspective. And I'm really not interested in trading this on a daily basis anymore. I'm only looking at the swing trades and the good setups where we can actually keep adding to our position. At this stage, this doesn't fill me with much hope. It's looking to me like a little bit of a retracement before we bounce to the downside again. Okay, so yeah, so I think that's kind of my view on this at the moment. I may take a short scalp, depending what happens at the open, but it will be with trailing stops, and I'll be paying very close attention to this area here. I think let's just get the measured move here. So this is the first measured move. Okay, so that's ever so slightly short. We have come back to this consolidation area here. So you can see this blue line here is the top of the consolidation. This is the bottom of the consolidation. We've broken through, and now we are testing the break. So your stop level is pretty much at 11,397. So 11,400 is your stop level. The stops are up there, and what you're looking for is a second move, and the second move should target. It doesn't target anything. Okay. Yeah. So I think anything that any sort of rally, so long as you don't get above 11,400. Okay. You do have a gap up here, so there is a potential that you actually get to the gap close and then the sellers step in. So that would be the most logical place for the bears to be waiting. But I do suspect another move to the downside. If this channel holds, it will be another story. But it's such a narrow channel, I think it's just really consolidation before another leg down. And the levels to watch are 11,060 and 11,840 and 11,700. So 11,700, 11,840, that is the area to watch for a long entry again. Okay, so just pay attention. You could end up with a double bottom here as well. So that's the thing at the moment. There's nothing really concrete that says that we have anything happening. I just want to shoot across to the ichimoku quickly. Let's get the daily. That noise. Okay, we have flattened out in the daily. Nothing really to write home about there. We're still in a downtrend, and we have diversions here as well, continuation diversions. Again, this is really looking like another move to the downside. 1 hour. Okay, 1 hour slightly different. We have had a crossover. We didn't get through price here with the Chiku span. We are bouncing off the bottom of the cloud, so this is still bearish. As long as we stay below the cloud on the 1 hour, you are in bearish territory. So this is where we are at the moment. So yeah, that's me for now. Expecting more downside, and I think the trick to this move is going to be quite simple. Let's just get to this area here. Okay, so the trick to me at the moment is going to be, you can see how we all group to the top here. So it's going to be a gap down at the open, probably a big gap down. Then either a little bit of sideways or a bit of a retracement, and then another move to the downside. Okay. So yeah, so if you, with a broker that can allow you to get in now, you're probably looking for an entry short at the moment. But I would still wait for 9 o'clock just to see what happens. So I would use that first 8 to 9 a.m. candle, and that's South African time. or even European time currently. But I'll wait for that first bar to see what happens. If we break below it, then we've got to move to the downside. Break above it, then we've got a potential move to the upside. So that's kind of what I would, if I was trading it, that's the way I'd look at it today. Okay, but for me today, I think continue taking the week off. Not really interested in this at the moment. Nothing that excites me. Anyway, guys, that's me for today. Hope it helps, and I'll catch up with you later. Cheers for now.